Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So it is July, middle of summer. It's 111 degrees outside today here in Las Vegas. So we're going to go over my summer carry and EDC setup. Let's get to it. Now, before we get started, I want to thank the main sponsor of this video, which is Gunspot. Absolutely the coolest new website you guys are going to find out there. They sell everything Second Amendment related. Some of this stuff is going to come in at prices you just won't find anywhere else. They also have, as part of their site, auctions, so you can find things for even less than you would find them new. You can also buy new at the auction, so there's a lot of different stuff to see there. They have stuff like the War Room and Battle Station. They have the Academy. You can learn things. They have videos and blogs, and really, it's an all-encompassing experience, so definitely check out Gunspot. Okay, so let's go and talk about my summer EDC. Now, the stuff that goes in my pockets pretty much stays the same all year round. Doesn't matter if it's pants or shorts weather. As long as I have good pockets, I carry the exact same thing, and a lot of this stuff I've had for years now. So we're going to start off with the stuff that I use the most. One of the things that I use the most is going to be this Leatherman Sidekick right here. Now, I got to be honest, Leatherman is the epitome of buy once, cry once. My Leatherman stuff has lasted forever. I have been carrying this in my pocket every single day for the past 8, maybe even 9 years. So it is in my pocket every single day, and this thing has not let me down. It's got a lot of functionality to it. It's got a lot of tools to it. It's spring-loaded. It sits nice and deep in your pocket with that pocket clip right there. On the outside, it has, you have access to a saw. You have access to a pretty nice little pocket knife right there, and that pocket knife actually does have a liner lock, so when you bring it all the way out, it locks into position and it's not going to fold in on itself. So you end up with a pretty decent pocket knife on top of all of the tools. Once we open it up, you'll see that the Sidekick is spring-loaded, which I think is really nice. It's helped me out quite a bit when I only have one hand to use. So you get good pliers there. You get other things. You get your standard stuff like Phillips head, flatheads, knives. You get a file or a sharpener. You get a smaller little knife in there. You get a bottle opener, all sorts of stuff. The things that you would expect from a multi-tool. There's a little thing here at the bottom. If you want to just bring this out and leave it out, you can actually attach a lanyard to the bottom of this. So you run your lanyard through there, you just close everything up, and this stays sitting out of the bottom right there. So the Leatherman Sidekick is one of the best multi-tools that I've used and why I keep it in my pocket. Funny story is, these went at the time when I first got it for like, I don't know, 80 or 90 bucks. And I found mine, and they had made a mistake at Walmart, and they were selling these for $20. And so I was able to pick them up for 20 bucks, which was phenomenal. Now, the next thing that I use here, and this is another absolute daily, is going to be the Hogue Sig, I think it's the EX02 model folding knife. So this is a knife that has the Sig logo on it. It's made by Hogue, and really it was a companion knife for the Sig Emperor Scorpion 1911. So you can see that it has the G10 scales that are kind of in that almost like a flat dark earth black camo type look to it, right? That was supposed to mimic the grips of the Sig Emperor Scorpion. And this is something that I didn't pick myself. My wife actually got this for me as a birthday present, so she definitely knows how to pick her knives. It's a beautiful knife, but it's a beast, let me tell you. I do carry this every single day. I've been carrying this for 2 years now, and it's holding up really well. It's got a pretty strong pommel at the bottom right there, so you can use that to break glass. You can use it as a striking surface, whatever you want to use. Again, really nice G10 grips. It does have the Sig logo in it. It's an unassisted flipper. Okay, it does have a little thumb stud at the back right there that you can use in order to assist the opening, and it opens pretty smooth. I keep it pretty well oiled up. It's dirty right now because I use it quite a bit, but it's got this really nice coating on the front. I don't know exactly what this coating is, but it's a nice coating that, as you can see, even over 2 years has not become too damaged. Now, I do the standard stuff that everybody else does. I cut boxes, I cut rope, I cut things my kids need to have open, so zip ties and plastic boxes. That's kind of what I use this for. But it's held up really well. And you can see it's a significant size. I mean, this is a fairly large knife. It comes extremely sharp, but I will say this, when you first get one, they're a little bit tight. So I had to oil mine up a little bit at first, kind of flip it open and close, 20 or 40 times to get it to kind of loosen up so the flip was a little bit easier. But one thing I do like is that thumb stud is actually designed to point sort of backwards, as you see right there, to kind of cradle your hand and give you a little bit of extra protection so that your hand's not going to slide forward onto that blade during heavy use. As a matter of fact, there's a little switch right there, and that little switch, if you push it up, will lock the liner lock in place and not let the blade fold back down. So if you have your hand here and your grip moves, and maybe you were to press on that liner lock a little bit, you know, you could get this thing to close. But with this in the up position right there, it's going to lock that liner in, and it's going to lock it tight, so it almost becomes like a semi-fixed blade. Now, the next item that I carry every single day, and I use absolutely multiple times a night, is going to be a flashlight. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't matter what brand you have. It doesn't matter what your price point is. If it's cheap or it's expensive, trust me, carry a flashlight every single day. Flashlight's a good security tool. It'll help you out when it's dark. I mean, if it's dark and you don't have light, you're just out, and that's all there is to it. So having light on your side is a big benefit. Okay, so now let's go and talk about the good stuff. And when it comes to these, 115-degree Las Vegas summers, there is one that I tend to gravitate to the most. Now, there's a couple different that I choose from time to time, depending on what I'm wearing, but for the most part, I'm going to be carrying a Sig P365. Now, there's several different reasons why I chose the 365 for my EDC, but the number one reason is because I shoot well with it. I know that I can hit my target, and that should be your number one reason for carrying what you carry as well. If you can't hit anything with it, then what's the point, right? I mean, you own everything that comes out of the front right there, and if that causes some trouble that you weren't planning on, well, you're responsible for that as well. So for me, being on target is the most important thing, but the nice thing about the 365 is, not only do I shoot well with it, but it's ultra small, subcompact. I mean, this thing is super tiny, fits in my hand still really well, so I can get a full 3-finger grip. As you see right there, I do have the pinky extension magazine on right there. With that pinky extension, I still have a good grip. I have excellent ergonomics, but it's small, compact, it's lightweight. It still has good capacity for what it is. 10-round capacity for an ultra subcompact like this is phenomenal. There's been some others that have come out recently that have similar, if not better, capacity, but still, with this, I feel the most confident and the most proficient. Now, the holster that I've been using for the past couple years that gives me the best concealment with this pistol is going to be a holster by Precision Holsters, and it is a hybrid. I know that some people have positive or negative things to say about hybrid holsters. I personally love them. They give you the best of both worlds when it comes to retention and comfort. I mean, this is one of the most comfortable rigs that you're going to wear because, number one, you're already starting off with something that's really lightweight, right? And then you have a very lightweight holster to begin with, and that lightweight holster has a nice leather backing on it, but I still get a click even when it's not on body, so I don't need my body to be pushing on this in order to get that positive retention. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear this or not, but it locks in there nice and tight, so where, I know it's not going to be coming out. Now, if I'm wearing a black or dark colored shirt that's a heavier material and it allows me to hide a little bit more, then I like to carry the 365 XL. The reason I like to carry this one is it's just slightly bigger. I mean, it's not that much bigger. You can kind of see how much longer the barrel is right here because the frame pretty much stops where the 365 does. But the slide extends a little bit out, probably about a ½ inch or so. So you're getting a little bit longer sight radius, you're getting a little bit more velocity out of that longer barrel, and you're getting a little bit better magazine capacity as well. So, depending on what magazine you go with, you can find capacities that are going to range anywhere from 12, 15 rounds. So you get plenty of capacity. Now for this, I like to carry the Hornady Critical Defense. It's a 115 grain projectile, and it does have that little polymer insert or whatever material that is inserted on the tip right there to keep it from clogging up if it's going through stuff like cotton or clothing or whatever else. So that's the type of ammo that I like to carry with it, but it's pretty much the same thing. I shoot really well with it. I feel really confident. Because the ergos are so similar to the 365, I really felt like it was an easy transition just to pick up and go. So if I can, and this is probably a lot more than I think, I carry this one. So I'd probably say I carry this maybe 30 to 40% of the time when I'm wearing, the proper clothing for it. Now, the primary holster that I use for my 365 XL is going to be this all Kydex holster right here from JX Tactical. So they actually sponsored one of my videos. They sent out a couple holsters for me to try out, and I was really impressed. It was very comfortable. They're cut right. They're well deburred. So, sometimes you get a Kydex holster and around the edges, it'll be sharp. I mean, it's like they just put it up against a sander and they sanded it down and they left this really sharp edge. This isn't like that. It's very nice. It's very comfortable. As you can see, it has that cut for the optics cut on the slide. So 365 XL has a, from the factory, optics cap on it, so you can put a red dot on top. And with this thing in the holster, you can see I still have a spot for that optic right there. So I thought that was really nice. They fit really well. They lock in nice and tight. And you can see right here, we can tighten it up with that little screw and give us a little bit more retention. But I also opted for the leather straps, which is something that I've never used. But I've been carrying with this now for a little bit over 2 months, and it's worked out really well. These actually give me a little bit more peace of mind than a standard clip, because a lot of times in the past when I use a standard clip, I'll feel that it's like right at the edge of my belt, so I get a little bit nervous and I kind of push it down to make sure that's all the way clipped on, or I switch out clips from different holsters and kind of cannibalize things. These right here, when these things are buttoned down, they're not going anywhere. I mean, they're on, you can move it a little bit on your belt, still obviously it's between your belt and your body, but you can, give it a little bit of adjustment if it's just not in the right spot. So I actually prefer these types of straps on the JX Tactical holster. Now, everybody has different likes, tastes, and opinions, so I'm curious what you guys, EDC, if you guys want to go down in the comment section and let me know, I'd be interested to read that. I want to thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day.